for your patience. I appreciate everybody attending today's webinar on UBIX. So this is Shane Ellison, the Vice President of NewGen Business Solutions. So again, thanks for your time. So today with me, I have Tony from the UBIX team, and what we're going to be focusing on today is their advanced analytics platform. So very excited about this tool, work with it with several of our Sage 100 customers. So I'm glad that Tony can be with us today to show the power of his solution. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Tony.
Hey, thank you, Shane, and welcome to all of you. Again, thank you for joining. As Shane mentioned, my name is Tony Levy. I am the product lead over at UBIX, and on behalf of UBIX, let me just say that we're thrilled and excited to be here today in partnership with NewGen Business Solutions to describe how you can combine new analytic capabilities with Sage 100 or 500 in order to unlock business value in these uncertain times. So think of UBIX, as Shane mentioned, as an advanced analytics and data science platform. It's designed to help business users and domain experts such as business analysts, financial analysts, demand planners, inventory analysts, and production planners solve analytic challenges that were never possible before, and to do this fast, reliably, and affordably. This is really the next big wave in unlocking business value for mid-market companies in all industries and geographies. So why is this important? Why now, and why UBIX? The short answer is unprecedented volatility, uncertainty, and risk. In a world where demand for products is uncertain, supply is at risk, and input commodity prices are highly volatile, every company needs new tools and disciplines to anticipate and shape business outcomes more effectively. Now, traditional ERP and reporting tools alone can't address the analytic opportunities that exist from the front office to the back office, as listed here on the left-hand side. From customer analytics and demand planning to production and procurement, UBIX extends Sage 100 and 500 to empower business users to address these high-value analytic use cases with data science and advanced analytics. And we offer compelling pre-built analytic solutions from our solution library across a range of use cases to help you get started quickly, reliably, and affordably. Now, business systems like Sage 100 or 500 are already providing flexible, on-demand digitization of core business operations, driving so-called digital transformation. Now, with the advent of data science and advanced analytics, organizations can now analyze unprecedented volumes of data from disparate sources, and to do that faster, continuously, and cost-effectively to drive new insights throughout the enterprise. We call this the era of the intelligent business, where intelligent processes and applications tap into both internal and external data sources to generate new insights and foresight that drive intelligent action for greater business impact. Now, UBIX helps you create this intelligent business by transforming the way you measure, the way you monitor and analyze operational and financial data in order to drive timely, more effective decision-making. UBIX helps you shift from the left side of the slide to the right side, from an over-reliance on human intuition in making decisions to deriving new insights automatically from data to augment human judgment. For example, if today you create demand forecasts using human judgment alone, then with UBIX, you enable advanced algorithms to create a more reliable, accurate demand forecast based on historical data and external drivers, such as perhaps weather or consumer price indices. Not only are the machine-generated forecasts more accurate, but when done well, they can remove bias that is often found in human judgment. You then reconcile human judgment with the machine-generated forecasts. You make final adjustments and submit the final forecast to the plan of record. UBIX helps you shift from an over-reliance on manual spreadsheets and traditional reporting tools to leverage modern cloud analytics and automation, which includes proven algorithms that operate on more dynamic, fast-changing, and granular data, down to the item level, as well as external data to create new insights, inferences, and predictions that were not possible before. With UBIX, you shift from an over-reliance solely on historical internal data in making decisions to augment this historical data with external causal drivers, for example, on the procurement side, commodity price indices, to create new insights that drive business impact. Now, UBIX is an advanced analytics platform that manages the end-to-end data science lifecycle and bridges the gap between business users and data scientists. While other data science platforms focus on Python developers and data scientists, UBIX focuses on domain experts such as business analysts, financial analysts, demand planners, and more. We believe that until the domain expert is brought into the analytics process early, data science will not be abundant, reliable, and cost-effective. Now, as illustrated here, with UBIX, companies leverage Sage and existing infrastructure. They combine both internal ERP data with external data to generate new insights. Specifically, the platform ingests and assembles these data. We enable business users to build analytic solutions and put these into production. These solutions then create new inferences and predictions and pass these to the appropriate end user applications. This way, data science enabled processes and applications are built quickly and cost effectively to deliver timely, reliable foresight and drive action. In effect, we help you become smarter without having to hire expensive, hard to find, and hard to retain talent. Now, because UBIX is a general purpose data science platform, we address any number of data types and use cases from the front office to the back office. And here we list just a few examples. Customer analytics is about analyzing a company's e-commerce website data, for example, such as transactions and navigations, the interactions with various website widgets, and creating analytic models from these that predict the next best action for the users. Perhaps it's a complementary product to purchase along with the target product. Perhaps it's a price promotion. And the common goal here is to increase share of wallet and reduce customer churn. Accounts receivable collections analytics enables a company to model customer attributes such as firmographics and payment history to infer the likelihood that a customer who has missed a past due invoice will pay in the next period. By segmenting customers, the accounts receivable team can then optimize resources to improve collections and reduce collection costs. For instance, segment C is a group of customers that are very unlikely to pay. These can be sold to an outside collections agency. Segment B may pay, and these are sent a phone call. Segment A are very likely to pay, and these are sent an email. Now, demand forecasting is the most basic of use cases for the majority of hard goods companies, whether a manufacturer, a distributor, or retailer. By analyzing order history as well as external factors, one can create a more reliable demand forecast by time period, by SKU, by channel. Imagine what a 30% improvement in forecast accuracy can do for you in terms of reducing working capital requirements and safety stock levels. Commodity procurement analytics is about using internal procurement data combined with external commodity index data to create more reliable commodity price forecasts. And then when combined with demand, the ability to make better procurement recommendations. A 3 to 5% procurement savings drops right down to the bottom line. Connected field services is about monitoring sensor data from products used by customers, such as appliances or heating and ventilation equipment or manufacturing equipment, to detect anomalies and predict failures. This leads to improved spare parts planning and field service scheduling in order to reduce the cost of field service and increase top-line growth for field service revenues. These are just a few examples of how data science and advanced analytics can help Sage 100 and 500 customers unlock business value. Now let me share with you a customer case study. This is a meat processor based in the Midwest. They convert beef and pork and turkey proteins into various products for sale into two market segments. The first market segment is the restaurant market, which has experienced a significant decline during the pandemic. The second market segment is specialty food retailers and distributors, which is seeing a significant growth. Think of like Trader Joe's, for example. A new CFO joined the company about 3 years ago to drive digital transformation. He replaced their legacy ERP and then started to build out an analytic foundation using Snowflake as a data lake and Microsoft Power BI as an analytic workbench. This is when we met the CFO, and he told us that their number one business challenge is how to cope with input commodity price volatility. His company is caught in the middle. On the one hand, they buy proteins on the open market. On the other hand, large retailers are putting pressure on price, and he wanted to use analytics to help his procurement team make better buy decisions. And he recognized that his analytic foundation was missing a critical component, namely a data science platform to combine both internal procurement data with external third-party commodity index data to create models that forecast commodity prices going forward. And the output of UBIX feeds both the ERP reporting module as well as Microsoft Power BI as their analytic workbench. We have two use cases with this customer. The first use case creates a more reliable commodity price forecast using third-party data. Think of USDA. USDA publishes meat prices by grade every week. And we combine that with historical internal procurement data. The second use case, we tackle demand forecast, create a more reliable demand forecast. And then with quantity from the demand forecast and price from the price forecast, we then make a more reliable procurement or quantity times price recommendation. And as you can see, the business value is significant. A 3-cent savings per pound in procurement is worth $1 million in annual procurement savings. This drops right down to the bottom line. This underscores that the ROI of advanced analytics is substantial and material. And the case study also underscores the reason that data science and advanced analytics is so important, particularly in these turbulent times where volatility, uncertainty, and risk are increasing. Advanced analytics can unlock significant business value across a range of business challenges. Now, at the heart of our strategy to deliver value quickly and affordably to mid-market companies is a solution library, as illustrated here on this slide. Through our own efforts and those of our partners, we have access to hundreds of analytic solutions in a range of industries from retail and industrials to energy, financial services, and other services. Many of these were built and have been in production for over 20 years. If one of your use cases can already be addressed by one of these models, then the implementation effort is very low and the time to value is very fast. This library of solutions allows you to accelerate your analytics journey and receive value at every step. For instance, you can start by addressing demand planning, create a more reliable demand plan, and then global capacity planning to determine how to fulfill that demand, and then create a more reliable, feasible, capacity-constrained production plan in the factory, then address safety stock levels in the warehouse, perhaps routings in the warehouse, then optimize the logistics and total supply network if you have trucks involved. Then you can tackle procurement as we illustrated in the case study earlier, and then even predictive maintenance of equipment on the shop floor to maximize throughput of the plant. The opportunity to unlock business value is really endless. Now, demand planning is a great place to start in all companies in hard goods industries, from manufacturing to distribution and retail. Human judgment alone cannot cope with volatility, uncertainty, and risk. Human judgment not only struggles with variability, but is also subject to bias. Do you measure the quality of your forecasts? Are you able to identify bias in your forecasts? And there are many forms of bias. For example, anchoring bias is the tendency to make judgments by reference to a benchmark, which parenthetically may or may not be relevant. We see this when a forecast is constructed by reference to a target, or perhaps the previous forecast, resulting in underestimating variation or the level of randomness over what is called noise. Confirmation bias is the tendency to seek evidence from which confirms beliefs and ignores that which don't. We see this when we remember that we have correctly spotted bias in the forecast created by other people, but not when we ourselves fail to recognize our own biases. This often justifies adjusting other people's forecasts. These are just some examples, but there are at least 15 different biases that can impact forecasts. So when a machine-generated forecast is generated, we are more likely to eliminate bias. Now, some of you are using traditional statistical forecast methods with your forecasts. These are largely based on history. They may be adequate at handling fast-moving items, but don't work in complex, volatile demand patterns. Demand is impacted by external drivers such as local weather forecast data, foot traffic data, local demographics such as age, income levels, ethnicity, and consumer tastes, and even social media. Our solution uses data science to combine external and internal data. It avoids overfitting the data by minimizing or pruning out factors that have little to no demand impact. The solution can apply data science not only to on a product, store, or channel level, but also at different levels of aggregation with flexible groupings. The value opportunity is significant. Imagine the reductions in working capital requirements if you can improve forecast accuracy by up to 40% and increase inventory turns by 20%. Now, for manufacturers, production planning is another high-value use case. Many manufacturers do not take into account machine capacity in creating production plans. This leads to infeasible production schedules. Monitoring and control of production process is difficult, and rescheduling due to demand fluctuations is complex, and overall plant throughput is low. Our solution creates dynamic, capacity-constrained production plans. Schedules are feasible and more reliable. Rescheduling addresses fluctuating demand more effectively. The net result is faster cycle times and increased plant throughput. We talked earlier about procurement analytics. If your buyers are unable to use commodity price patterns in making effective procurement decisions, if decisions are made largely on intuition, then UBIX can help. Our solution analyzes commodity data, procurement data, buying patterns, and financial data. We enable predictive models to forecast the impact of various parameters such as commodity prices, weather forecasts, prices of substitutes, raw material prices, to attain advantages in sourcing and procurement. The net result is up to a 30% improvement in margins. In summary, we believe that the strategic application of advanced analytics can help you as a Sage 100 or 500 customer gain greater speed, greater agility, greater foresight in these uncertain times. Reach out. So the call to action here is really simple. It's to act now. Reach out to your NewGen customer account manager or Miles Mahoney, our UBIX Chief Revenue Officer, to schedule a discovery call. Miles will help you understand the value opportunity of applying advanced analytics from the front office to the back office, from customer analytics to financial analytics, demand forecasting, inventory allocation, replenishment, procurement, and more. We will then prioritize the high-value use cases, scope out the work, and kick off a project. And as an added incentive, we're offering you a 50% discount of UBIX first-year subscription fee if you sign up proof of concept by the end of this year, by December 31st. In closing, the opportunities are endless with advanced analytics for Sage, and the ROI is significant, so act now. So with that, I'll turn it over and see if we have any questions. Alec or Shane, do we want to monitor the
Yeah,
Q&A?
absolutely. Yeah, thanks again, Tony, for the background of your product. Very powerful for sure. So yeah, we'd like to open up the chat and questions and answers. If you guys have any questions you'd like to address now, I'd be happy to address those while Tony's on the phone. If not, you want to send questions after the fact, that's fine too. But, again, appreciate your time today and definitely look forward to talking with you guys soon about the power of UBIX. So we'll leave the chat